You ever feel like the world decided to end right when your life was just getting started?
COVID-19 can be a pandemic.
Global temperatures are expected to continue at or near record levels.
Concerns are growing about AI replacing some human workers.
My mom has always told me that our generation faces way more pressures and challenges than her generation ever did. For a long time, I didn't get that. We have way more access to technology and information. Shouldn't that make life easier? But now I get it. We're living in an era where global crises are so constant that the only way to cope is to joke about them online. In Brazil, we say, you gotta laugh so you don't cry. And Gen Z and millennials have become the experts of turning existential dread into memes. But behind the humor, there's something deeper. I feel it every time I'm in a cafe and the barista puts a 2010s throwback playlist on. Or when I'm scrolling and I see another meme that says, summer 2016 was the last time I was truly happy. In online spaces, there seems to be this universal nostalgia for summer 2016. And I feel it too. But here's the thing. My personal summer 2016 actually kind of sucked. First of all, I was in Brazil where technically it was winter. I was in the mountains, it was really cold, I was in a toxic relationship, and I came out to my dad that summer. Our relationship has just never been the same since then. I did get to attend some of the events in the Rio Olympics, but apart from that, summer 2016 kind of sucked. But yet, I still miss it. Why? To find out, I think we should start by exploring some of the clues that are hidden in the music of that era.
What was in the music in 2016?
2016 was peak pop music. It was an era shaped by disruption. The early 2010s saw the rise of SoundCloud, a community-driven platform where anyone could upload music. From 2013 to 2015, SoundCloud gave us underground artists, global sounds, and a new kind of influence. Caribbean beats, UK grime, Afrobeat, lo-fi trap. Pop music started absorbing all of it. Drake was inspired by Skepta. Justin Bieber was on dancehall and tropical house. You had artists like Russ dropping a song a week. And artists who we consider major household names today, like Bad Bunny and The Weeknd, were getting their start on SoundCloud as well. That little pocket of time changed everything. It was one of the first times that we saw the people, and not the music industry, deciding what pop music sounded like. And 2016 was the year where we saw this hit a mainstream climax. Music production technology had also become more accessible, but it still took effort. You still had to work hard at it. You had to be about it. So it was accessible and it was original. Musicians were trying to push barriers. That's how you got projects like Skin by Flume that completely changed what pop music sounded like. But then everything changed. In 2017, my personal life actually got a lot better. I left that toxic relationship I was in. I went to Pride for the first time. I fully embraced who I was, met a lot of new people, made a lot of good friends. And I'll never forget it. One of those people, one day, I guess we were just sitting around and they said, I put it on my stories. And at the time, I didn't know what a story was. It was a new feature. And they explained to me what it was. It's just like Snapchat, but on Instagram. But then suddenly, we weren't living summer anymore. We were documenting it, performing it. We started watching who was watching us. I think people take for granted just how that feature alone has dramatically changed the way we relate to each other. The way we decide what we're gonna do on the weekend, how we travel. I think part of the reason why people miss 2016 specifically so much is because that was the last summer before we all felt like we had to package our lives to an audience. Influencer culture took off in 2017. And then of course, just a couple of years later, the pandemic hit. Life went completely digital. Short-form video feeds took over. The internet became so overstimulating and oversaturated with content that everything started to feel disposable, even music. And now, in 2025, AI can generate a pop song in seconds. Meanwhile, half the time, I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night unless I log it in an app. We've become jaded. In the early and mid-2010s, you had to dig the internet to find some cool shit. But now, every time you open up your phone, you get hit with a tsunami of tragedies, ads, drama. The louder the internet gets, the more numb we start feeling. I think this whole nostalgia for 2016 thing is really just us grieving a time before the noise swallowed us whole. 2016 wasn't a perfect year by any means. But we were also allowed to be imperfect. We didn't have 24-hour surveillance. We weren't being watched all the time. And even though there was already some climate anxiety, there was still a hope that we could fix things. Now we say we're cooked, but I don't think we're joking. We've lived through so many unprecedented events that we've lost count. at this point. And the nostalgia is how we cope. The songs from that summer, they ground us in a time where things felt like they were still within reach. And that's why I made this playlist, Summer Nostalgia. It captures the emotional DNA of a world that felt warmer, freer, and it includes tracks like Summer by Calvin Harris, Lean On by Major Lazer, Too Good by Drake and Rihanna, songs that felt like hopeful summer sunsets. And if you're wondering what music has been playing in this video, I'm a music artist who's spending summer 2025 remixing the classics that raised us. This video isn't sponsored, but if you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit the link below and followed me on Spotify. Hitting follow on Spotify helps push my music within Spotify's discovery algorithm. Streams support the work of artists like me, making videos like this possible. Subscribing here on YouTube helps the story reach more people. Hitting the notification bell lets you know when a video like this comes out. And let's be real, I know that you can't have dinner without a good video essay, so hit subscribe and the notification button. And feel free to send me a DM on Instagram with recommendations of songs to add on the playlist. But anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're not just feeling nostalgic. I think we're collectively trying to process what it's like to be alive in one of the most chaotic moments in human history. It's really hard to continuously adapt to new technology, a constant stream of tragedies, industry changes, job market changes. I think that nostalgia can be a healthy tool to process all of this. Sometimes you just need to look back to move forward, like the Ghanaian Sankofa bird. I'm not trying to end this on a positive note type shit. There has to be a way forward. I just really don't know what that is right now. But if the world was ending tonight, I definitely want to go out dancing. So I'm gonna go enjoy my summer 2025 and dance through the apocalypse. And I hope you're able to find some moments where you can do the same.